Alright, welcome back to Understanding Crypto. My name is Herve, and here we try to bring crypto to the understanding of everybody. We cover things like predictive analysis, research, and tutorials in the easiest way possible you will find online. So click the like button and subscribe to the channel if that's the type of content you find interesting. Now, today we are going to go through some macro pictures, yeah? So this is not the intraday, this is the macro. So we're talking like the weekly time frame. There was somebody actually in the Discord group who was asking me what's the difference between macro and intraday. So intraday will most likely give you targets or say ideas that may happen say the same day or say 2 days later, yeah? But the macro is most likely going to give you say price ideas that may take a very long time to happen, and we're talking weeks and months and perhaps even years. So what we are actually seeing right here is the S&P 500, and as I said, we are going to go through these things very fast so that the video is not long. So we on this channel actually predicted that the S&P will be headed up to this region right here. This was the first cliff. We did forecast that the S&P may come up to between $4,300 and $4,600 dollars, and then we will have a move back to the downside. Well, the S&P actually hit 4,600 right here, and then we had this move back to the downside, and we did forecast that hey, we do think that this thing will move back again to the upside, and that move to the upside as of now may actually extend to about $5,100 to $5,300. When it does get there, we will be looking to see what's going on, because yes, there's a likelihood that that could be its top. Now note that when it does get to that level, there will be a lot of euphoria in the marketplace, because it's been like 722 days from its all-time high. So yes, this will most likely cause a lot of euphoria in the marketplace as people get euphoric on the idea that the S&P has gone back above its all-time high. There is no way to know for sure if this is going to be good for crypto, because as we remember, when the S&P was taking on this rally right here, I did actually expect that this move we are now seeing on Bitcoin, this move to 40 and 47-ish, I did suggest that that is the exact same thing that we are going to see on Bitcoin, but no, it did not happen then. My target for the S&P now is somewhere around 5,100 to 5,300. Moving on to the US dollar. Now the US dollar actually has some very interesting things. One of them is what I did mention yesterday in the Telegram. If you are not in the Telegram channel, you are doing yourself a disservice, because all of these updates, like in the moment updates, I leave them in the Telegram channel, Understanding Crypto on Telegram. I have the link down below in the description for you. On the 3-month chart, this is something which I asked yesterday if this is a confirmed breakout and we are about to witness the retest of that breakout, or it was just a fake breakout and we are going to see this thing move back to the downside right here. Now, moving back to the downside right here will be a bull market. Generally, across the board, it will be a bull market. But how likely is it for the dollar to move back to this downside right here? To know that, we have to use an indicator like the stochastic indicator on the monthly time frame, yeah? So if we go to the monthly time frame, and this is the monthly time frame, we will see that the stochastic right here is in the undervalued, and we are starting to see something that looks a lot like a bullish divergence. So we're expecting that this thing moves to the downside right here will not be very objective of us, so we have to stick to the same principles that led us to believe that we will move up on Bitcoin. If you remember, some time ago we were talking about the weekly time frame being undervalued. So if we use the same principle on Bitcoin going up, we have to maintain the exact same thing on every other asset. Yeah, they are all the same thing as in the charts. So when you're reading charts, it's not like you're reading the asset itself, you're just reading the chart. And there was a time we were saying that have fun shorting an undervalued weekly, meaning that we were still on the idea of Bitcoin going up through all the dips. If any of you on this channel remember, we were bullish through all the dips. We were always saying that hey, this thing should be going up. I think that started from when Bitcoin was at 22k, if I remember correctly. We did suggest that, hey, we have broken out on the, if I remember correctly, that was on the weekly time frame or something. On the weekly time frame, we were suggesting a breakout, and since then we have been bullish. The reason for that is because we have been looking at this same indicator. Now the indicator has come to the downside as well, which means that we have to stay objective, and staying objective means that we are going to start saying things which everyone else will not say, just like they did not say when we were saying that we move to the upside. Yeah, so by this chart, this may very well be a confirmed breakout, which means that the US dollar may be coming back down for a retest right here. If that retest is to occur, then it will not be good for crypto and for assets generally. But again, this is on the monthly time frame, so we still have some room to the upside. But it's important to remember and understand that that room to the upside may be limited. Yeah, it's just important to understand that. As prices continue to go up, as you are invested in any asset and prices continue to go up, you may feel like there will be no downside coming ever again. No investor likes when prices are going down, or no investor really wants that prices should go down. We are all on the idea that prices should continue going up. But it's important to stay objective on the idea that there will be a time that the same prices going up may not continue to go up, and they may start to come back to the downside. And a lot of people who buy in at the lows may very well hold that asset and watch it move back to the downside, and then lose all of what they made already. So it's just important to understand that as we continue to go up, we will eventually come back down. So the idea is to seek to take profits at some point. Now, by my calculations, the dollar may be coming for this 95 level right here, and that may be its bottom. I say may because that's on the monthly time frame, so it's very difficult to pinpoint where it will be. But as we go along, we will be making more updates on this. Yeah, we will be doing follow-ups. We have the same thing on the weekly time frame. The longer it stays in that region, the more violent the move up will be. So just have that in mind. Yeah, just have that in mind. So that is basically what we will be hoping to see on the dollar, if we are going to have a confirmed retest right here. If that will be a retest, which I think it may very well be, that will be a very big problem, because it will tank these markets. Now let us head on to USDT dominance. USDT dominance is another situation. Some months ago, I did give you this chart right here. I did tell you that, hey, I still think that USDT will come down to this level right here. So anyway, my thesis for USDT stays the same. Coming down here is what I would assume that USDT would do sooner or later. It should come down here and retest this zone before making a move to the upside. I wonder what will make this possible, but that's pretty much what I see here. So it's the same analysis from months ago, unfortunately. I was telling you that, hey, I think this is going to happen, and until this happens, I will not be on the idea that BTC will crash. So it just took a longer time to happen, and when things take longer times to happen, people tend to just forget what may actually be coming. I have a lot of people who DM me and say, do you still believe in that theory? Do you still believe? The reason why people say, do you still, is because, well, most of them do not watch these videos. At least they don't watch them to the very end, so they don't understand the idea behind my forecast. They just, listen that, hey, it's going to go to here, and that's it. They don't watch any videos for the next coming months. They don't watch any updates, and they don't really understand why why I say that. Yeah, so the idea is to understand why I say these things. I don't make them up. Yeah, I don't just sit and say, hey, it's going here. No, I don't do that. I follow analysis, and if for any of you who actually watch this channel religiously, I don't put out a lot of videos like this because, well, things that I say take time to happen and they are not that easily invalidated. So what we see right here, if you had this type of structure like so, you may be forced to assume that this is a double bottom. Yes, but this is a double bottom, which is going to mean that crypto crashes as this thing moves to the upside. Yeah, but a lot of people will not give you this chart. A lot of people will not tell you about this. And even if someone told you, you don't believe it because, well, it doesn't mean well for your investments. Normally, when you see a double bottom and a move to the upside like so, you want a retest of that neckline. After that retest, there is a good chance that you will have another rally. This is just standard with every chart. It doesn't matter what asset it is. Yeah, you are most likely going to see another rally when that thing comes for that neckline right here. You are most likely going to see another rally. Whether the rally surpasses this high right here is up for debate. I do have analysis to suggest that it goes as high as this point though. You know, my Fibonacci actually allows me to see some of these things without them actually happening. But yeah, whether it goes above this high is up for anybody's debate. But you just have to keep it in mind that when we do come back to this neckline right here, you want to be watching what's going on with Bitcoin then, because coming down to this neckline will be good for Bitcoin at that time. As it comes down, it means that this thing is losing to BTC, yeah? So it's actually increasing BTC value as it moves to the downside. But you have to understand that that's a retest of this neckline right here, which means that after that move to the downside, that thing may move back up. Moving back up will not be good for BTC because it will be gaining against BTC, which means that BTC will be dumping as that happens. So it's important to understand this and have it in mind. Yeah, it's important to have it in mind. It's a lot like what we've seen even here. This move to the downside right here, and then you see this thing move back up again like so. Yeah, so just have it in mind. If we do see a move like so, we have these moves that come to these necklines right here and move back up. If we do see that move around this region right here, which I am still in the camp that we will see, probably that move to the downside right here will be the ETF. You know, I don't like to put time and events to things with technical analysis, but I would speculate that the move to the downside right here will most likely be the ETF, maybe approval or delay or something. Yeah, and from that time, there is a good likelihood that it bounces from there. Now, note that I'm not saying it must bounce from there, but generally, you would assume that after a double bottom formation like so, and you see a move to the upside like this, if it does come back here, generally, this is what you would expect, another move to the upside. Whether it moves above this local top right here is up for debate. Yeah, but you can use some other confluences to know if that will happen. Another thing that I am actually watching on this USDT dominance chart is this stochastic right here, this one. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why I think this thing will move again to the upside. That will not be good for BTC, because moving to the upside literally means that BTC is being sold for USDT. So BTC loses value against USDT. Again, just about months ago, I was telling you that, hey, do not be on the idea that BTC is going to plummet. If we do have a move to the downside, I will just buy, but I am generally just looking up because of this same thing. So the same thing that made me assume that BTC will continue its move to the upside is now showing itself on BTC's counter trading pair. So if I use the same idea to believe that BTC will move up, I must maintain that same objective view here. And by so doing, I'm actually telling myself and you here that, hey, yeah, I think this thing will eventually move back up. Eventually, because I do suspect that we move again down like so. Note that there is a possibility of this thing coming as low as the 0.786 Fibonacci level right here and still move back up like so. Yeah, so we will be watching to see what happens then. We will be watching to see what confluences we will have as these things occur. But generally, I would expect this thing to move down and then have another big move like so. That may actually be the final flush out. Yeah, the final flush out before the bull market, as they would call it. That may actually be the final flush out. God forbid that it goes above this high right here, because yes, that will be taking BTC extremely low, because that high is the 15k bottom on BTC. Anyway, moving on to the total crypto market cap chart. Total crypto market cap, we can actually see that we have a simple pattern right here. On the total crypto market cap chart, we have a simple pattern. Yes, simple as in like so. This is a simple cup and handle pattern. Yes, cup and handle. I think I'll make some videos just educating how some patterns work and how to trade them. I think I will make some videos like that. So we can see a simple cup and handle pattern right here. Yes, and we can see that we have moved higher than the handle's target. The handle is this zone right here. On BTC terms, this is the zone between, I think that's like 24, 25-ish to 31k on BTC. So that's the handle that we see right here, and this is the cup. And the target for that cup right here is somewhere around 2.6 trillion. We are not there yet. We are still on our way to the upside. So there is a chance, again, I'm suspecting that this could be an ETF thing, that we move up to this level right here. Now, that will also be my 2.618, around my 2.618 to the 3 fib target, which is not going above this cliff right here. However, the 48k target on BTC will be above this cliff. So it's important to understand that the total crypto market cap chart is not really increasing as BTC increases. This may be a foretelling sign that money is just being rotated between coins. And we actually saw this yesterday when Solana was dumping and Ethereum was moving up. What they are simply doing is they are rotating capital from one coin to the other. And that's how they pump. So they don't really pump because we are having new capital flow in. Yeah, that's not really what is going on. What's going on is that we are seeing rotations. And this could also be a Wyckoff distribution type of thing on the macro. So they are basically looking for exit liquidity, and by they I mean the smart money. They are basically looking for exit liquidity, and the question is, why would they be looking for exit liquidity if really we are in some type of bull market? That's the question we should ask ourselves. Anyway, so my idea is that the total crypto market capitalization may move up to this 2 trillion level, somewhere around 2.06 to 2.2 trillion. That's my best case scenario for the total crypto market cap. Now, another thing to consider is if we are actually going to come up to this level right here and have some type of move to the downside, that may give us some serious macro double top, which could be a problem. But again, that's analysis for another time. But I like to look further into the future, as in what could potentially happen. That's how I give you some of those price simulations on Telegram. So I try to calculate way ahead of time what could happen, and what a particular level will mean for price action, and how price may actually behave in the future without it even happening in the first place. So it's just I would say my thing. Nobody does price simulations and stuff. Now, moving on to BTC. This is not the chart that I actually prepared for this video, but it's a very good chart as well. Do you remember the time we dumped back to this level at 40k? I know a lot of you will remember if you are in the Discord or Telegram channel. I did tell you that, hey, a good thing that we did not close the weekly candle below this zone right here. And I did say that I would like to see us get back into this level right here to maintain the move to the upside. Now, note that when I made this forecast, this candle had not formed. So that's like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this particular candle had not formed yet. So I was saying that I do expect that we move back into this zone right here. This particular candle had not formed yet, and of course we did move back up into this zone right here. At this particular point at 40k, you should really see how opinions change on social media. You notice that most of the people that have these opinions are literally making stuff up, like they don't have any concrete analysis whatsoever. A lot of people, a whole lot of people on media don't, base their price targets off of analysis. Like they just hope that it does this, or say the economy is in a bad condition, I think we are going to move down, or the economy is in a good condition, I think we are going to move up. So it's not really based off of some type of analysis that you can test. By my analysis, again, I did suggest that we'd want to be selling, or selling here or anywhere above. Good chance the ETF takes us here, lol. So that is actually the golden pocket from the all-time high on BTC. Yeah, and my idea is that we will most likely be coming up here. Maybe the ETF news will cause it, or some other thing, I don't know, but I am on the camp that we head up to here. Now, a lot of people see this level as well. A lot of people who do not necessarily trade Fibonacci or base their analysis off of Fibonacci know about this level as well, which is why I caution that there is a chance that we move past it. Yeah, there is a chance that we move past it, and there is also a chance that we don't even go there. It's just important to have these ideas in mind, that there is a chance we move past it, and there's also a chance that we don't even go we don't even go to that level. There's a chance that we just plummet from here. But that's not what I would bet on, that we just dump. I would actually be betting that we go up and higher. Now, the highest I can see for Bitcoin, like literally the highest I can see, or say the highest my analysis can suggest, is this 57,000. That's the highest I can see for BTC. I cannot see anything higher than that. That's the absolute highest I can see. The absolute highest is 57, about 57.6. Again, can we go higher? Yes, of course. We can always go higher. There is no limit to the upside. There is a limit to the downside. The maximum BTC can go to the downside is 100% down. So if it drops to zero, it has plummeted by 100%. That's the maximum. That's why when you are shorting, there is a maximum to how much you can make. But when you are longing, there is really no maximum. You know, that we don't know, it might as well just go to 1,000,000. Nobody knows how far up it can go. But your analysis can give you a suggestion as to how far it can go. And so by my analysis, this is the maximum I can see. I don't have any analysis to prove that we move higher than this. This, of course, means that if we do get to anywhere around, I actually have a limit sell order. I have a limit sell order at 53.8. If we do get there, my sell order will be triggered. We will update as time goes on, but for now I just have that limit order in the event where maybe I sleep and price moves up at night and reaches that level and comes back down, and then we never move there, maybe for another 6 months or so. So I just have my limit sell order at that level in the event where we have a week to that target. Yeah, so that's just what I'm doing at the moment. There is something very important that I actually wanted to show you right here. Again, you can see the same cup and handle formation that we just saw on the total crypto market cap chart. Yeah, so if we put this in line mode, you will see the same structure that we saw on the total crypto market cap. So the same cup and handle right here. We have already met the target of the handle. The target for this cup right here is actually 50, somewhere around 56. Yes, it's actually 56. That's the target for this cup, somewhere around there. Now, must we get there? No, it's not a must. We must not get there. It's not guaranteed. But I do have my limit sell at 53. Just so that I get to sell. I will not risk nearly a 3x for another $2,000 price increase. So I have my limit sell order somewhere around 53.8. 53.8 exactly. Now we have the 2.618 right there at 53.9. So these are just my targets, people. I think we will still move higher, and I think that will be sharp. I think it will not be a slow grind up. It will most likely be a sharp move up, like a big rally. And if we were to actually look at it, it will be somewhere around 20-something% move to the upside. 20-something to about 30% move to the upside. Yeah, that will be phenomenal. Now, there is something I wanted to show you here. This right here, this is something which I pointed out to you on Telegram, and some of you were wowed that I caught this. So if you look right here, yes, I want you to pay close attention here. If you look right here, you will see something interesting. This whole rally up, if you remember correctly, if you remember when I was talking about this move to the upside, when we were still here at about 22 to 21k, I had to explain to you here on the channel that I don't think we're moving down yet. And my whole thesis for that, if you remember again, was that we broke this trend line from the all-time high. This trend line, I actually did draw this particular trend line a long time ago when we were down here. I was telling you that, hey, the lowest I could see BTC go, somewhere here around 19k, was 18.4. That was the lowest that I said BTC could go from this level, where I was saying every dip was buy the dip opportunity. So this entire rally to the upside just took a longer time than this one. this one right here, this rally. And as I've been saying for the past couple of months, I suspect that this rally is not this one. It is actually this one, which means that it is still a bear market rally. Now, you could argue that we have seen, or say we are in the bull market already. Yeah, you could argue, and that will be correct. That will be correct because we have actually moved higher than this trend line from the all-time high. If you use that on BTC USD, then you will see that in all previous cycles, moving across this line from the all-time high actually signaled the beginning of the bull market. Now, bull market does not mean that there will not be a crash. That's why I'm not here telling you that, hey, we're in the bull market, we're in the bull market. So by my analysis, I have reasons to believe that the current price action we are witnessing here may be the same thing that we saw here. Yeah, maybe the same thing that we saw here. Now, the way I go about relating the two scenarios is using the stochastic RSI, and this is something I've been tracking for months. I mean, I've been tracking this since that was May. I've been looking at these charts, looking at the stochastic RSI, and looking to see what will happen when we get to that level. I actually started to suspect that it could be the situation here, somewhere around here, yes, somewhere around here, but then it had not reached the golden pocket yet. So I went on the idea that we will most likely come back down here, but then when we do come back overvalued, I will be tracking to see if we will have the same thing that we had here. The reason why we are most likely to be having the same things repeat over and over is because we as humans repeat what we do. We have the tendency to repeat stuff. Yeah, so it's not new. The same emotions that we had in 2013 are the exact same emotions that we have now. We are drifting from fear to greed all the times. And so as we repeat these things, price action also tends to show some similarities as well. And it also, that's what we call fractals, yeah? So when you hear about a fractal, it's a repetition on the chart. And that repetition is because we as humans are bound to repeat what we do. The same thing you bought last year may be the same thing you will buy this year from the exact same emotion. Yeah. And so that's it. So I am on the idea. This is just a theory. Yeah. A theory. And it will be one of the things that I will use as my confirmation for a top on BTC. I am of the idea that just like we had a bearish divergence on this final rally up, because if you notice right here, we did have a bearish divergence. We had this high on the stochastic right here, with price action moving to the upside right here, and then starting a consolidation, and then had a final boost to the upside. That's the same kind of thing that I am suspecting that may happen here. That's the same kind of thing that I am suspecting to happen here. And again, this is not, I'm not saying it will happen. Honestly, this is my own theory. Yeah, I am just trying to find some things that may give me a clue when the top is in. That way I can start to de-risk myself from some assets, things that I don't want to hold long term. I can seek to sell them. So we can also see the same type of scenario here with this move up here on the stochastic, and then we have price action moving up here, and we have this consolidation around here. So the question now is, will we also have a final boost to the upside right here and a divergence, a bearish divergence on the stochastic right here? That's the question we should ask ourselves. So that's just what I'm trying to figure out. So after that move to the upside, we will be watching to see what happens next. You could be on the idea that we come back to retest this neckline and move higher, and that could be a plausible scenario where we come back to retest 30k and move back up to the bull market. But you also have to consider the scenario where we move even past that and come as low as this low right here, between 25 to 22k. So price could be coming back to here. Now, going lower than the 15k bottom can be up for debate, but this is the most likely retracement zone. We could come back and have a confirmed bounce right here at about 30k. Again, when that time comes, we will make an update because we will be looking to see what's going on with the momentum indicator at that time. If we do get there and we are on the undervalued region with a bullish divergence, then that's a good say confluence for us to believe that that may be the actual bottom before another bigger move to the upside. But until then, we will update. Now, one of the reasons why I would be on the idea that we at least come back to retest this neckline right here will be because if you take from this local bottom right here at 15k and you bring to where you think BTC will top out, let's just say that BTC actually tops out at say 53.9, yeah, just as an example. If that is the top, then you expect a retracement back to the golden pocket. That golden pocket will be at between 30 to 29k, which is the neckline of this cup and handle pattern. Now, it's crazy, just interesting how that thing actually fits in right here. And we also see the 0.786 Fibonacci level at 24k, 24.3-ish, which is also the neckline of this inverted head and shoulders right here. Just interesting to see how that thing fits exactly. It almost looks perfect. It's like that is actually going to be the top. Really interesting stuff, honestly. So yeah, on the idea, so if BTC did come up here, yeah, whilst everybody on earth will be saying that again, if, because we don't know yet, as we go there we will make more updates. But if we did go up here, everybody will be on the idea that, okay, this is the bull market. I am going all in at where maybe the top. You know, that's the issue. When Bunk rallied, and Bunk is a coin that I spoke about on this channel in my Bitcoin price history video. Well, the other day I did forecast that I don't see Bunk going any higher. I did send a forecast that I don't see Bunk going any higher. And this was the forecast right here. Since then, Bunk is down by 32%. Since this my target right here, I did say that I don't see Bunk going any higher because this is the absolute maximum I can see for Bunk. Since then, Bunk is plummeting. And so it's somewhat the same thing with BTC. I don't see it going higher than this particular zone right here. I don't see it going higher. Maybe it does, you know, maybe this ETF thing or something happens and it's just straight to the moon, you know, but I don't have the analysis to, you know, come here and tell you that I think it's going here. I don't have that analysis. So maybe it does go higher, but simply I don't have the analysis to suggest or prove that it can go higher. Yeah, so that's basically it. So if we do go up here, I will be a seller 100%. I have my sell order already. Yeah, I have my sell order, limit sell order already at that level. And when I do sell here, I will be looking to see what happens when we move down here. I will be looking to see what happens. Quite honestly, I think when we top out here, we will be in a big crash, like big, and this may not even hold. But when we do get here, we will make updates as to where we are headed next. If we will be coming down below this 15k bottom, or we will actually confirm this as our bottom and go for the bull market. So when I do sell up here, I will be on the idea that BTC can plummet as low as 50% from my sell level. Yeah, so that's basically it with my ideas on Bitcoin, and I'm watching to see what happens with this my stochastic theory, with this my theory on the stochastic, whether we will actually repeat what we did back here. Now, this is not something I have seen anywhere else. I've not seen anyone talk about this exact move on the stochastic indicator. I've not seen anyone talk about this, but we will see as as we move higher. If at all we will move higher, because, well, there is no guarantee. We might as well just dump from here. Note that my idea is that it is either we don't even go to the 48k region or we go past it. That's generally my thesis. Now, moving on to the total 3. Total 3 is the altcoin market. This tells us what may actually be happening with altcoins, if they are going to go higher or they are just going to plummet. Well, I do think they move higher, at least some altcoins. So it's not like everything will go up. Some may not go up, but according to what we see right here, yeah, I do think the altcoin market still has some room to the upside, and the highest I can see for the altcoin market is around 730 billion dollars. That's the maximum I can see for the altcoin market. But anywhere around this $600 billion level, this $640 billion level, I will also be watching to see what happens then, because that will be massive resistance coming in from this low right here. Note that I did say that most of these altcoins will top at the April 2022 April high. And of course, any altcoin that already topped right here earlier in 2023 will most likely go higher than that level. So there is a good chance that BNB goes higher than the April 2022 high. There's a good chance that Matic goes higher than the 2022 April high. Solana already went higher. Yeah, so there's a good chance that some of them will go higher than that. But for some altcoins that did not reach this level earlier in 2023, may actually be topping out around this region right here. So if you're holding any altcoin, particularly altcoins that were here in the previous bull market, and I'm talking about really experienced the full cycle, so not altcoins that were launched in, say, November of 2021. I'm talking about coins that were here since 2020 or 2018, 2019. Most of them that did not reach this level may be topping out here. So just have that in mind. And by top out, I'm talking about reaching that level and coming back to retest this neckline down here as well. Now, when we do get back here, when we do have this type of movement like so, then I will make another update to remind you on whether we are actually retesting this for a potential bull market mega move, or this whole thing was just a big exit liquidity scam. So I will update you when that time comes. Now, BTC dominance is another thing that I wanted us to look at. BTC dominance, we can actually see that we have some levels here. Now, my ultimate target for BTC dominance is actually 61%. Yeah, I am of the idea that BTC dominance may actually come up here, may actually come up to this level right here. I always have the a range, so it's not like a one target. I have a range, so it's anywhere around the 61% level to 64% 5% level. However, I am on the idea that BTC dominance may still come back to the downside. Now note that these are macro time frames, so these things will take time. So I am of the idea that this thing will come down as low as the 49% level. There's a chance we go as low as 45, and that will help to push the altcoins higher. But again, we will see when the time comes. Note that on the weekly time frame, that thing is bottoming out on the weekly. On the monthly, however, it does have some good news for us. On the monthly, we do have a potential move to the downside right here. You see a bearish divergence on the monthly time frame, and these are things that I already spotted some time ago, and I did suggest to you on Twitter actually that altcoin season may be coming. No, I did suggest even here on the channel that we will have an altcoin season, and I had a 2.618 Fibonacci level somewhere around up here. That was at 52%. So I am on the camp that that thing may be coming down to this 49% level. We will see what happens when it does come there, because we could have a bounce right there, which will not be very good for altcoins. But we will see what happens when that level gets met. Now, the lowest I can see it go is between 46 to 45%. But you just have to take profits. You know, when you have a big move on your altcoins, if you bought Solana, let's say you bought Solana at $10 and it went to $113 or $120. If I remember, if you bought Solana at that 10, you should be taking profits. That's a 10x increase, yeah, more than a 10x actually. So you should be taking profits there. Remember that the capital is mostly rotated. We don't really have a lot of money coming in. It's mostly rotated capital from some other coins. So the pump sold, dump sold to buy, or say to pump BNB, they will soon, let's say later, dump BNB to push another altcoin, and that's it. So you have to be selling your altcoin when it outperforms the markets, because they will leave that altcoin and they will sell that altcoin to another one. And if you didn't sell, you will go to FOMO in another altcoin by selling, say in some really low profits, or say in a loss even, just to go to another altcoin and they sell that one as well. So if you make a lot of money, if you make 3x, 4x, 5x, you should be taking profits. Yeah, don't necessarily be hoping that this happens. So anyway, that's mostly my macro update. If you do have any questions, let me know down below in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe.